Alright, so this is how I'm going to go ahead and get started on my Take a Line for a Walk project. I'm starting with a brand new paper in my sketchbook. One thing I want to make sure is that it's not dirty. This is a final project. I want to have my best craftsmanship, and that has to do with the paper also and the quality of the paper, or their folds, scratches, smudges, stuff like that. I also want to make sure I'm starting on a paper that's not been written on, so the back is not written on. So you get to choose what drawing implement you want to use. You have a fine line flare marker, it's black. You probably have a ballpoint pen at home, but if you have, let's say, a gel pen, you could use that or some other type of skinny marker. Now here's the thing, if you've never used these on this paper before, you're going to want to do just a little check, and you can do it in the border here, the margins. What you're checking for is that it doesn't bleed too much. So for instance, I know that a Sharpie, a fine line Sharpie, will bleed. As I'm testing this one, just in the margins, I can see that that one's good. And then here's the fine line flare. So you can do a couple tests if you're thinking of not using the flare or a ballpoint pen. Then what you're going to do today is you're going to get part of this finished. I don't want you to finish the entire thing today because I want you to be able to have somebody else look at your artwork and give you feedback. So what I'm going to do, like the directions said before, I'm going to use all of those directions. Start anywhere on your paper. Be slow, careful, and purposeful. So I am going to start up here. Notice I am not starting first with a pencil line and then going back over it. This is a little bit different method. This is not a piece of artwork that you are planning ahead of time. You can have a general idea of things you might want to include, but this is a little bit more spontaneous. So as I'm working, I'm switching directions. I'm trying to keep the same even spacing. One thing you're going to find is that your hand gets tired. It's perfectly fine to take breaks. And then just come back to where you were starting or stopping. So by the end of class today, what I would like you to do is photograph your progress. Remember, I don't want you to finish the entire thing. So if you get to about halfway today, then you should stop and take a picture of it. Now before you take a picture of it, you should have your artist signature somewhere. So I just kind of naturally tend to put my artist signature down here in the bottom, but I don't have to. I am going to put it, and this is something I can think about. Maybe I don't on this particular piece. I am going to use the entire piece of paper. Maybe I don't want to have my artist signature in the artwork. Maybe I'm just going to put it right over here again in the margin. So you're going to take two pictures today. One is going to be the picture where you show the entire page with your artist signature, and then the second is going to be a close-up. So for me, let's say this is all I got done in an hour, what I would do is I would zoom in and I would do this, get as close as you can with your camera to the artwork without it getting fuzzy, and then take a picture and submit that. So that's it. Let me know if you have any questions.